Good morning, everyone. My name is Tarun. I'm an astronomer from Space India, and I welcome you all to this webinar where we will be talking about a new program of space. I hope that you all are doing perfectly fine. So we'll wait for one more minute to for more people to join in, and then we'll be starting. And till the time we are waiting for other people, I'll request you all to arrange a ball and a balloon for yourself because we'll be doing an activity during the webinar, and the ball and the balloon will help you a lot. Now, during the webinar, if you have any doubts, if you have any questions, feel free to write it down in the chat box and we will get back to you. And just for the confirmation, do let me know whether my voice and my video is perfectly fine or not in the chat box. Okay. I'm really sorry for that. I think my voice is not coming. Can you confirm? Can you confirm now whether I'm audible or not? Okay, can you confirm now whether my voice is clear to you or not? Okay, so now I've got the confirmation. The voice is there. Okay, let me just repeat what I said. So I'm from Space, the organization that has popularized astronomy education in India, and our aim is to take astronomy to every person in this world. And with the same mission, we have been working for more than 20 years now. And over the past 20 years, we have reached out to more than 1 million students, training them in astronomy, education, and space science. Every year, we reach out to more than 1 lakh students, training them on astronomy, education, and space science. We have conducted more than 10,000 outreach programs, and we have provided platform to the students so that they can showcase their skills and they can earn name and fame. Now, today we have all gathered over here to talk about iAstronomer, the world's largest astronomy club. Okay, now before I go on and tell you about the iAstronomer club, I want to know from you that what do you think is astronomy? How do you define astronomy? So I'll wait for your answers in the chat box. Let me know what do you think is astronomy according to you. And I'll request all the people who have joined us today that in the chat box only write down relevant things, okay, so that I do not miss out your important question or something important that we need to discuss, right? So I'm waiting for your answer. What is astronomy according to you? Okay, so I can see the answers have started coming now. All right, so wow, that's a lot of answers. Very good, very good, very good, very good, very good. That's perfect. So all of you have actually said it correctly. Okay, if you define astronomy, it's nothing but study of the space and the celestial objects. So when you look up in the sky, you see a lot of things out there. You see the sun, stars, moon, planet, galaxy, nebula, black holes, asteroids, comet. So when you study about them, when you observe them, that is what you call as astronomy. And if you do it, you can call yourself as an amateur astronomer. The way I call myself as an amateur astronomer, same way if you do it, you can call yourself an astronomer. But the question comes that why should I invest my time and money to pursue astronomy? Okay, and the reason is because it is everywhere. It controls every aspect of our life. The day and night cycle, the seasonal cycle, it all relates to astronomy. The concept of time, how you all knew that at 12 o'clock you all have to assemble for this webinar. How did you get to know that it's 12 o'clock today? You have to thank our ancestors who devised the concept of time, okay, and that's how we know it. That's how our life is organized today. The sensor in your mobile camera, okay, it came because of space science. The solar panels on your rooftop, a lot of us uses the spectacles, and they have scratch proof glasses. It is the invention of space science. The LED bulbs in your home, the nutritious food supplements for the children, initially they were made for the astronaut, okay. And for past 2 years we all have been facing this COVID pandemic, and this thermometer that you see over here, the contactless thermometer, has been such a boon for all of us, right? And the IR thermometer, these contactless thermometer were initially designed for the astronaut to be used in space. And the most important aspect is that the satellites out there in the space, which connects us all no matter where we are in the world. Right now we are able to talk to each other, we are able to communicate with each other. It is only because of the satellites. You can talk to your friends anywhere in the world using the phone. That's because of the satellites, right? And it has been possible only because of astronomy and space science. And astronomy is the oldest science that is there, and we call it the mother of all sciences. And that's why the big wigs of the industry, like Captain Sunita Williams, she says that space is future. Get involved. And it's not just astronomers, astronauts, physicists, or people from the education industry who are vouching for astronomy as a career. In fact, the huge industrialists, some of the richest persons in the world, they are jumping in this field because there is a bright future ahead. I'm sure you all know about Elon Musk, you all know about Jeff Bezos, right? So they all are investing a lot of money in this industry. And another person is Mr. Richard Branson, the founder of Virgin Galactic, who are looking to send civilians out there in the space. And I'm sure some of you might have heard about it, that last year in 2021 they launched the first mission, okay. So let me just show you what happened during that trip and the excitement that you will see on the people's face. So I'm sure that you guys were excited to see this launch. And you know what you see in this video, the four persons that you saw, they all are civilian, right? Like 20 years back, could you imagine that as a civilian, without getting the proper astronaut training, you could buy a ticket to space? I'm sure that was not, that we couldn't have ever thought of it. That would have been like science fiction. But these people, Jeff Bezos, the Richard Branson, Elon Musk, and the huge team of scientists, engineers, astrophysicists has made it possible, right? And who's going to take it forward? The people who are my audience today. A lot of you would be joining these organizations in the coming future, right? And you might think that these all are American companies, that British companies, you have to go out of India to work for them. No, there are a lot of opportunities in India as well. Before we talk about that, why don't we learn something new? Okay, 80 years back, or when we were thinking of sending satellites or humans into space, we needed a vehicle. Okay, so the question that came to all of us was, how should we reach over there? How can we reach over there? Which vehicle can we use, right? And today all of us know the answer. That is the rocket. No other vehicle can take us to space except the rocket. I'm sure you all know that stuff, right? But how does it actually work? What is the science behind rocket? You might think that it is very complex. Let me tell you, it is actually very easy. So before we go and learn that how does the rocket fly, let's first understand that let's first see a rocket launch. Okay, how many of you have seen a rocket launch in real life, live in front of your eyes, the rocket launching from the launch pad? If you have seen, mention it in the chat box, and also your experience. How did you feel when you saw the rocket launching right in front of your eyes? Okay, and those who have only seen it on video, or those who have never seen it, I have got a rocket launch for you. Let's see that.
11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, start, 2, 1, boost ignition, and liftoff of the Space Center Discovery, returning to the space station Payton orbit and mission launch.
So I hope that you loved it, and I can see in the chat box that a lot of you have got the chance to be and see the real live launch. Okay, now what happened over here? That when the rocket was launching, inside the rocket there's a lot of fuel, it burns, and when it burns, it creates a lot of gases and fire which comes from the bottom, the nozzle of the rocket, and the rocket moves up. So this is actually governed by Newton's laws of motion. And I'm sure you all know Sir Isaac Newton, one of the most important figures in the science, in the science, right? And he gave the three laws of motion. And the rocket flies because of the third law of motion, which states every action has an equal and opposite reaction. So what does it mean? And does it apply in our daily life? It does. Like when we swim. So when you swim, what happens? You are trying to push the water back and the water pushes you forward. Similarly, when you walk, what you are doing? You're pushing the ground back and ground is pushing you forward. When you run, okay, it is actually the third law which is in action. If you have got the ball, okay, you bounce it on the ground. What is happening? That is where action reaction is working, right? If you have a balloon with you right now, I would like you to blow it, okay, hold the nozzle, and at a time just leave the nozzle. You will notice that as soon as the air comes out of the nozzle of the balloon moves in the opposite direction. So everywhere it is the third law of motion, and the same way it works on the rocket as well. The thrust, the gases which is coming out of the nozzle, it creates the opposite force on the rocket, and that makes the rocket go up. Just like third law apply on the rocket, similarly the first law of motion also does, which is that force is required to move or stop an object. Like there's a ball over here, okay, so it will not move until and unless somebody applies force on it, like Rohan does over here. So when Rohan kicks the ball starts moving, but it stops after some time. Why? Because of the opposite force applied by the ground. Correct? Now let's just change the scenario over here. Let's change the ball. Let's take it to space. Okay. Now what will happen if Rohan kicks the ball? Will the ball stop or will it keep moving? A question for all of you. What do you think? So when Rohan comes and kicks the ball now, the ball will keep on moving because in the space, you do not have air, you do not have ground. So there's no opposite force to stop it. And that's why it will just keep on moving. And this actually helps us in the rocket size. It actually reduces the cost of space mission. Because as soon as we are into the space, even if we turn off our engine, the rocket will keep on moving with the same speed, even without using any of the fuel. And you know an interesting fact for all of you, 90% of the fuel in a rocket is required to take the rocket just into space. After that, it's only 10% for the whole life of the mission. Okay, now comes the second law of motion, where the force is directly linked to mass of an object and the speed. In other words, the speed with which an object will move, it depends on the weight of the object and the force that you are applying on it. So if there's a lower mass object, light object, you apply, let's say, X amount of force, and then there is a heavier object and you apply the same amount of force. So which one would move farther? The lighter object, right? And just like this, we have a lot of concepts, lot of mysteries to solve in the area of astronomy and space science, and that is what we do through our club. Okay, and that is what we have been doing for past 20 years. But then in 2020, COVID happened, right? So, for the past 2 years, COVID has confined us into our homes. But does that mean that our learning stopped? No. And I am, from this platform, I actually thank teachers all around the world who have worked hard, who have adopted new technology to continue the learning of all of you, right? To keep learning to continue the learning of all the students through online medium. And the same way, even though we cannot meet physically, that does not mean that astronomy learning will also stop. So we launched our iAstronomer, an online and offline association of astronomers. And 2 years is a very small time. There are dreams which takes 10 or 20 years, but still we all should strive for them. We all should work for them. For example, this young astronaut, have a listen to her first.
At the age of 3 years old, I decided to become an astronaut and go to Mars. At 18, I am now certified for research missions in suborbital space.
So she dreamt of becoming an astronaut at 3 years of age. And I'm sure most of you also want to be an astronaut. So if you want to be an astronaut, again, mention it in the chat box who all want to become an astronaut and lead an Indian mission, Indian human space mission out there in the space. So 15 years of growing up did not deter her from her dream. 2 years is nothing, right? And to make your dream come true, to give you a platform where you can exchange your knowledge of astronomy and you can grow as an astronomer and later on make a career in the field of astronomy, we present to you iAstronomer. Now, what is the structure of iAstronomer? What all things are there? What are the benefits? Let's understand one by one. So here you will be meeting with fellow astronomers from all around the world and you will be exchanging astronomy ideas. There are going to be weekly meets with the iAstronomers. Then there is going to be instrumentation and model making. You will be making different models related to astronomy and space science with monthly sky updates, so that for an astronomer it's very important that you observe the sky regularly, observe the events and study them. You would be the astronomy ambassador for your city. And this way you will be giving back to the society by conducting various observation and workshops for general public. You have an opportunity to network with people from all around the world. Create your own network which will help you later in your career. You would be participating in various projects, citizen scientist projects, and contributing to the society and the science. Okay, and you would be regularly interacting with field experts from different areas like astronauts. Astronauts are very rare in this whole world. Like with in a population of almost 7 billion, we have around 500 astronauts only. And on this platform you will be getting a chance to interact with them. You will be interacting with them and sharing their knowledge. You would be learning from their experiences. You would be going on various eclipse expedition, observatory tour and astrophotography expedition. Now let's understand them one by one. Now you might think that how is it a global network, or how do you actually communicate with all the people? So let's understand them one by one. So number one feature of iAstronomer is there is no geographical boundaries. If you live in New York, you live in Delhi, you live in Bombay, you live in Bangalore, you live in Australia, you live in South Africa, doesn't matter. All of us can be on the same platform sharing our knowledge. Age doesn't make a difference. Okay, whether you are a child studying in class 1 or you are a senior executive in an MNC, or you are a college graduate, or you are a research student, or you are in your class 6, doesn't matter. We have something for all of you. So there are 5 categories of the iAstronomer members: class 1 to 2, 3 to 5, 6 to 8, 9 to 12, and then 18 above. So when we create a group of iAstronomers, you are in the same age group as yours. Every year there are going to be 12 episodes. So we will be deciding theme for every month, and based on the theme there are going to be 4 meets every month. So in a year, you will have total 48 meets, and apart from that, there are going to be regular event updates, doubt clearing sessions, and many more things. How? So how the meets will happen? So they will be on a live platform like Zoom and Google Meet, where you will be discussing your knowledge, talking the concepts of related to theme every week online. Okay. Then based on the theme of those that month, we will be doing activities during the meets itself, and we will be making a lot of projects and model related to the theme. Like over here, these are young students who are making model of a rover using edible items, right? Similarly, different age groups will be performing, having different projects to complete. Then you would be guided by experts on various activities and projects. So like over here we have Mr. Yogesh, one of our fellow astronomer, and he is telling that how you can observe the sun safely with a simple pinhole projector. Okay. Then you would have regular quizzes and handout related to every topic. We would be providing you a platform where you can participate in international competitions and projects like All India Asteroid Search Campaign, where you search for the asteroid, and if you find one, you get to name it. Like last year, students who were associated with us, okay, our astronomers, they discovered around 80 confirmed asteroids. And I'm not talking about unconfirmed discoveries. There are more than 1,000. Okay. The other another competition is actually a project, a scientific project is Helio Odyssey, where you chase the solar eclipses all around the world. You have Cellulite Earth Camp, where you capture the photograph of Earth using a camera on ISS, International Space Station, debate competition, photography competition, and there are many more in the list. Okay. Then, as an iAstronomer, you will be getting opportunity to give it back to the society. Remember, I told you that you are going to be an astronomy ambassador. So these members of iAstronomer have got the opportunity where they conducted the webinars on our YouTube platform, and they gave the knowledge to the audience, and all these webinars are available on our YouTube channel. So after this webinar is over, you can actually go and check them out yourself. So you will actually be getting these opportunities. You will be getting the opportunity to interact with astronauts, astronomers, scientists, physicists all over the world. So we have late Dr. Ratnashri, who was the director of Nehru Planetarium. So here she is interacting with our astronomers. We have an astronomer from South Africa over here who is giving the tour of his observatory. So you would be connecting with people from all over the world. You will be visiting observatories all around the world. So you have Jantar Mantar over here. This is the very large telescope situated in northern Chile, Atacama Desert. So you will be visiting all these observatories as a member of iAstronomer. You would be conducting physical meets and meeting your fellow astronomers. Okay. And at the end of the program, at the end of the club, you all will be certified as an amateur astronomer. These are some of our achievers, who have achieved a lot through our programs, and they got a chance to meet various dignitaries. Like you can see over here, the students got a chance to meet Dr. Kalam. Here they are with Dr. Ratnashri, Chief Minister of Delhi, the chairman of ISRO Satellite Center. So we provide you all these platforms to earn name and fame for yourself. And what about the career opportunities? There are n number of options you have. There are organizations all around the world looking for dynamic astronomers and the engineers who are interested in astronomy and space science. So you have the opportunities to join them. Now let's listen from an astronomer himself that what has been his experience of the being part of the club.
I am Sajan Saravanan. I am studying grade 2 in Trailis Global School. I like the iAstronomy program because it's so fun learning astronomy. I like the excited quizzes and activities. I finished 1 year program, so I can identify most of the objects in the night sky. I'm so proud being a part of the iAstronomy program. Thank you. Bye bye.
Another astronomer shares her experience. Listen to her as well.
Hello everyone, I'm Tanisha and I have been a part of iAstronomer for a year now. I joined Space India when I came to know about the asteroid search campaign organized by them and really loved the idea that we can become space scientists and explore astronomy at such a young age. After joining this course, I have loved each and every class done so far. The teachers here are very wonderful and extremely passionate about astronomy. They even wait for almost an hour to clear our doubts, no matter how unrelated they are to the topic we are doing on that day. The classes are very interactive. We have a lot of activities, quizzes, and fun stuff to do during the class. After the classes, we have an interactive dashboard where we have more quizzes to keep up with what we have learned, book recommendations, extra site links, session recordings, and handouts for session summaries. Apart from all of this, we have various competitions throughout the year. They are internationally recognized and they have helped me to learn a lot. The best part about this course is that we have a lot of group activities throughout the year and we can even organize webinars ourselves on social media platforms. All in all, I have just loved my experience of being an astronomer and would recommend it to anyone who shares the same passion for astronomy.
So that was the experience of our astronomers. And you know one more thing, that it is a continuous club. It's not like that you join it for 1 month or 2 months. You can be a member of it for your lifetime. And every month we have something new on the play. So to give you a recap of what iAstronomer is, so world's largest online global community of astronomer. You get to interact with experts from all around the world. Weekly club meetings are there. You get to learn through activities and experiments. Okay, you get to work on yourself as a human being and as a professional astronomer. You get to make a lot of models. You get to work on different telescope equipments. You get to learn new skills from people all around the world. You get to become astronomy ambassador and lead the astronomy revolution in your area. The Astronomer Club is open for people all around the world with transferable global membership. So let's say by chance, if you move from one city to another city, the physical club, you cannot continue it. But since Astronomer is an online community, you can transfer your membership from one city to another very easily. Okay, you get the opportunity to create your own global network, which will help you in your career. You get to be a part of international scientific community, conduct projects. You get to go for observation expedition, eclipse chasing, be a part of star parties, and many more things. Now I'm sure you guys are excited and want to be a part of it. How you can do that? The process is very simple. You go on to this website, or there's a link given in the description. Okay, at the bottom of the video also there's a link been going on since the start of the webinar. So you click on the link and you join the program. You might have some doubts or some question related to the club. Not to worry, you have these number, okay, of our team. You can simply give them a call and they will solve your all queries. Okay, so with this, thank you so much to all of you for joining us on this wonderful journey where I get to talk about astronomy and the amazing club that you can be a part of. Okay, so with this, I will sign off for the day, but there is something amazing for you. I have an interesting video which shows the journey of humanity and astronomy since ancient times. Remember I told you that astronomy is the oldest science? Okay, let's see that how astronomy has evolved and it has helped the humanity evolve as well. Okay, So with this, I, Tarun Sharma, sign off for the day, and I wish you all the best. Stay safe, take care of yourself and your family, okay, and enjoy this video.